Welcome to the video for the NRL stats for round 5. Just going to quickly recap round 4. Didn't go so well, but it did actually pick the Dragons to beat the Storm, so at least picked one of those games. But the other games, which were quite close, it just was on the wrong side. Looking at the handicaps, it went shockingly bad. On the handicaps, only getting 2 of the 8 games, and that's because it was on the wrong side of a lot of the close games. Now, looking at how it did when you actually put the ratings that the teams scored, which gives a chance of using these ratings within the game if these were being determined live. You can see that it had picked up all but 2 games. So only 2 games look like they were basically an upset compared to what the ratings were. Now, one of those was the Storm did actually outperform the Dragons, but we got that one right. And the other one was the Roosters completely outperformed the Titans on these stats and lost. But every other game went the way that these ratings suggested once you looked at the ratings after the game, which is interesting, which does, as I said, lead it to being a very good in play way of looking at the games. Now, I'm going to jump to round 5 and have a bit of a look at what it's selected this round. So it has selected the Sharks, and the Sharks are currently favourites at $1.54. So it's picking them there, but it has picked the Raiders essentially to win the handicap. In the Panthers Cowboys, it's obviously picked the Panthers. They're $1.24. The Lions minus 11.5. It's picked the Panthers to win by 10. So therefore the away side should cover the handicap, which is the Cowboys. We've then got the Rabbitohs versus the Roosters. It has taken the Roosters. The Roosters are the longer shot here at $2.13. Rabbitohs are $1.72. There's a handicap of only 1.5 points here, and it has the Roosters winning by 13. So I will say the Rabbits in this case are outperforming on the ladder the ratings that they're getting. So just keep that in mind. The Eels and the Dragons are the next game. The Dragons are favourites at $1.56. It's tipped the Dragons. It's just gone for a 9-point lead. The handicap is 4.5 to the home side, so it thinks the Dragons will cover the 4.5. The next game is Titans versus Dolphins. The Titans are favourites here at $1.45. They have been tipped by the model, not that much. It's only tipping them to win by 4. The handicap is 6.5, so taking the away side there on the handicap. Broncos versus West Tigers. The Broncos are heavy favourites here at $1.15. I don't see this going any other way. It's predicting that they win by 10. The handicap 17.5. So again, the Tigers on the handicap will likely cover. There's a 7.5 point spread there. And next game, Manly versus the Storm. Now the Storm are favourites here at $1.52, and this is tipped Manly at $2.55. So looking at that, it's an upset again. Last week when we had the Dragons versus the Storm there, it did correctly tip the Dragons. We've got it again where it's tipping the Seagulls, but the market's gone the other way. So very interesting selection there. So Seagulls at home have been playing well. Will be interesting how they go. I think the Storm are are quite short. This is their second week on the road. They'll be looking to bounce back from losing to the Dragons, but it will be interesting to see how they perform. Now, the Seagulls only produced a rating of 89 last week. The Storm produced a rating of 67. So interesting to see how the Storm do go this week and if they can get a much higher rating. A 90 for the Seagulls is about where you'd expect. The Bulldogs and Knights is the last game. The Bulldogs are favourites here. I have got that one as the Knights winning. So that is another one where the handicap has completely gone the other way and it's tipping an underdog. So the Knights are getting rated. They're currently the highest rated team in the competition based on the ratings that I'm using. So the away side here and covering that handicap quite easily. So if you are looking to tip some upsets, there were basically three. It's going to be the Roosters, it's going to be the Seagulls, and it's going to be the Knights. They'll be the three upsets this round that are most likely. The others, it's just tip favourites. So we'll see how that goes. If we have a quick look at how the ratings have gone, this was last week, this is this week. Get rid of last week, so I just had it there as to see the comparison. If the teams had won based on the ratings that they actually performed within their games each week, the Knights should be essentially on 8 points on the ladder. The Seagulls, Broncos, Storm, Bulldogs, Dragons, and Roosters should all be on 6. Noting that this has the 2 points for buys. The Dragons had a buy, I believe not. Knights have the buy this round. We've then got the next tier: Sharks, Canberra, Panthers, West Tigers, and Warriors, and then the bottom 5 teams really are Titans, Dolphins, Rabbits, Cowboys, and Eels. Now, this is the difference that they have produced in-game ratings. So the team that has made the biggest rating difference, as in their rating minus their competitor, has been the Knights, followed by the Seagulls, followed by the Broncos, and then the Sharks. So that's what my ladder looks like. If you actually compare that to the NRL ladder, which I can get up and we can have a bit of a quick look, you'll see that Bulldogs are currently on top. I've got Bulldogs, top 5. Seagulls, they're second on mine as well. Broncos are up there. Storm are up there. Titans, if you're looking at the premiership table, this is where you can make some good lays on the Betfair exchange. So you could lay the Titans on the Betfair exchange in the premiership market. If we had a quick look at the Betfair exchange price for the NRL, let's get Rugby League. Sorry, I just clicked the wrong button. NRL Premiers, and we had a look at where the Titans are. They're currently 36 to 55. So even the market is kind of discounting them being up in 5th. They're probably one of the teams that you could look at laying there. I've got them bottom 5 team, not making the 8. We then got Warriors. I've got Warriors down the bottom, so another team that you could look to lay off there. Warriors are currently 32.70. Then the Rabbits, which are way higher than what I think. I've got them as a bottom 3 side. We have a look, where are the Rabbits in here? Again, they're up at 34.40. Then we got the Knights, which I have as a top side. They're just in the 8 there at the moment. The Newcastle Knights are $36 to win the premiership. They may be worth a bet given how strongly they've performed in the first 4 rounds based on the ratings. We got the West Tigers, which are just outside the 8. The Sharks are a lot lower than they should be. They should be probably just inside the 8. Dragons, again, I've got them a bit higher. Raiders, we've got them about middle of the pack. Panthers, again, Panthers are probably outside the 8 based on mine. And if we have a look here, you could lay them off at 720. And then you've got Cowboys, which are right down the bottom. Roosters, which I've got just inside the 8 at the moment. Dolphins and Eels are both at the bottom. So it's kind of going to be, you're probably looking at Cowboys, Dolphins and Eels as the top, well, the bottom 3. Given Rabbits have pulled in a couple of wins, well, 3 wins out of their 4 games against what the ratings suggest. So will be interesting. Looking at the odds, definitely there's some value there. Looking at Manly, the Broncos, pretty much opposing the Panthers in those top few. The Storm are still up there. I wouldn't be wanting to lay them, or that they always are strong throughout the season. All these down here, these ones pretty much have no chance. These bottom 3. Roosters are probably a little bit of value there to at least make the 8. Have a look. What are the Roosters to make the 8? $2.86. But you could lay off some of these. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Just looking at the odds, just for tipping, that's what I will be going. Sharks, Panthers, Roosters, Dragons, Titans, Broncos, Seagulls, and Knights. And we'll see how the ratings continue to develop over the next few rounds and how they do. But these are the ratings that I am using this year. And let's see if it can tip those 3 upsets. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you get something out of it and it either confirms or gives you something else to think about regarding some of your bets and your tips. Okay, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribe, like, comment on the video, all those great things, and good luck with your tipping and betting this round.